So we've come to the end of the fourth turn of the first hand. After every 4 turns, you go to the end of hand. So I'm going to click on the button that says go to end of hand. And it takes us to the growth phase, shown right there. Scrolling down, you can see there's 10 steps. You can see a bunch of text in yellow. Whenever I do that, it means I broke the rules in the rule book. I did this to make the game a little more easier to play, a little more quicker to play. Let's go through each of the paragraphs pretty quickly. Resupply. This just means you shuffle your cards, which also means you don't have to do anything. The website keeps your cards. Second thing is repair. If you had any flamed cottages, you remove the flamed marker. Third one is replacements. Replacements are pulled from the dead pile only. All right, so not from the stock. Okay, and it lists the maximums, or I guess actually how many you can take. So you can get 2 snipers, 6 men-at-arms, and 3 knights. AI Kingdoms also get all their task forces back, regardless of owning their home castle. So, for the purple, they lost 2 of their 3 task forces. They'll get them back. And then if there's anything left over from their dead pile, so let's say they had 3 more men-at-arms left over, they would get that. Placement. This tells you how to place your replacements from the dead pile. And then there's a paragraph for human player. Human players' replacements are different than the AI players' replacements. The main difference there is the AI gets his task force back. You can read all these paragraphs, because I'm not going to probably be able to hit all these paragraphs on the board. But there is, for the most part, slightly different rules for the human player and the AI player. And you can tell because it'll just say HP in front of it. That means human player. And some rules are actually the same. So let's switch back to the game board. And what we'll do is we'll go over how it actually works. It's actually going to be a pretty poor example because the human player didn't lose anything. But anyway, it's what I got, so I'll have to show you. I want to go over this one real fast before I switch over the board. The AI home cottage. Okay, relocate any AI unit still in the home cottage except the hero. And you want to rebuild your north and southern cottage task force. Any leftover gets evenly distributed to village castles under their control in a manner identical to step 4. So what's the goal of this verbiage right here? The verbiage is, since the AI doesn't spend points to redistribute people, doesn't spend movement points to redistribute people, if for some reason they had a large force of people in their cottage, they would be stuck there. So this rule here gets them out of their cottage and back into places where their defense is needed. Okay, so we're going to go through all the phases of the growth phase, starting with step 1. Step 1 is the cards. You can see there's no cards on the board. We're done. Step 2 is repair. That's where you remove any flamed cottages. If a cottage was flamed, and let's get a cottage you can actually see. If the cottage was flamed by the dragon, you can see there would be a marker there, and you would remove them. When a cottage is flamed, if someone gets wounded and they go to the cottage, I think they're dead. I don't know. I haven't read that rule in a while. All right. Step Step 3 is AI replacements. There's replacements and reinforcements. Replacements are guys that were killed and that you get back. So if you were lucky enough to not have anybody killed, like me, the brown player, you would get 0 replacements. The maximum replacements are 6 men-at-arms, 3 knights, a hero, and there's an exception in this solo game. You can also get 2 snipers. All right, so we're going to do the purple's replacements. So he had, he's below the maximum, so he'll get everybody back. So he gets his hero. The hero goes into cottage because you're rebuilding that task force. You get the other task force back. North Cottage, right? And they go where they started. They started there. If you can't remember the starting positions on this page, I'm going to see if I can show you without switching back. If you go to step 4, right, which is right here, and you expand the example, it shows you all the starting locations. And I'm going to now unexpand the example. So step 4, which goes over how you place the replacements, shows you their starting positions. All right, so now we're going to go to step 5, human player replacements. Human player didn't suffer any losses, very rare. So there's nothing there for 5. Step 6 shows you how to place the human player's placements. Just read those rules. It's literally 1, 2, 3, 4. It's like 10 sentences. All right. Now you get AI and human player reinforcements. Okay, so let's go over the reinforcements are new recruits. Okay, and you get 2 men-at-arms per village occupied, 1 knight per castle occupied, and as a minimum, let's say you have nothing. Let's say you don't occupy any castles or villages. As a minimum, you get 2 men-at-arms and 1 knight. Okay, so for the brown player, since he actually does own an extra village, he'll get more. I'm going to pause the video here and get out all the guys, and then I can kind of explain it to you in a couple seconds instead of 5 minutes. Okay, so based on the formula, purple has 1 village, so they get 2 men-at-arms, and they have 1 castle, so that's 1 knight. Brown also owns 1 castle, so he gets 1 knight, but he has 2 villages, so he gets 4 men-at-arms. We're going to do the placement rules. Okay, step 8 on the tablet shows you how to place AI placements. Okay, so AI places their men-at-arms first, and what they do is they place them into the structure with the least amount of people or occupants, and that's the castle. So now the castle has 6, and the village has 6. Okay, then what they do is the next one they'll place with the least amount, and since they're both tied, it'll pick the southern. So both of these guys go in the castle. The next is you place the AI knights, and in the same manner, you place them in the structure with the least amount of occupants, and that's now the village. Okay, so now we're going to go over to the human players' placements. These I had to change the rules because it was just too easy to overwhelm the AI. You could literally just place it next to one of his structures and run them out. So to make the game challenging, I made all the rules for placing human player reinforcements different than what's in the rule book. That's step 9. If you look on the tablet, it's all in yellow. All right, so I made a mistake. I forgot about this village. So that means he's going to get an extra 2 guys for this village. Right, and I remember putting 2 in here, 2 men-at-arms and 1 knight here. So let's redo this. So it goes in the structure with the least occupants, right? So we place 1 there, we place another one. This is still the least. All right, place the other one, still the least. So he's got 4. So he's still the least occupants. We place another one here, 5. So now he's tied with the castle. Because the castle has 5 occupants, this village has 6 occupants. So where's the 5th one go? You break ties with the southernmost structure, and this hex is more southern than that hex. So all of them went into that village. Okay, so I'm going to go back to where we were doing the human players, the placement of his reinforcements, and these have all special rules. You can't follow the rules in the rule book. It's step 9 on the web page. So all of his reinforcements have to be within 5 spaces of his home cottage, right? So you could put them in his structures because they're within 5 spaces. You can't put them in the hollow log. You can't put them adjacent to an AI unit. You could put it adjacent to the troll. Not sure you would want to do that, but you could. All right, so within 5 spaces, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is kind of like my furthest away, so I'm going to go there since I might want to go for that castle. I don't know. A knight trying to take a castle isn't all that great. I think I'm just going to beef up this. I think I'll put one in here because it's getting a little thin. And one more there. Alright, didn't really put a whole lot of thought in that. That's it for the growth phase. So I'm going to move on now and play a bunch of turns ahead. I'm probably only going to film again when I have to draw a dragon card. I might film some special cases for the fantastic beings like the teleporter and the eagle. And then when I actually gain the mage sword and attack the dragon. So maybe 4 more videos.